my thinking is this. This is for you here. You either make it, that's my thinking, or you just have to make it. Because the other option is to live a good humble life, or wearing a suit and going to work, and then from today, you decide that is how you want to retire, and that is how you want to get old. The salary you are getting, you need to ichukue yote for the next 30 years, consolidate it. Most of you have like 30 working years now. The money you get, actually tuseme utakuwa umekuwa promoted, so you can even double it. The salary you are getting today, take per year, times 30, and even double it. Then try to see if that is the only income you will have, whether you are already trapped in a low-level equilibrium, where the competition is not about who is making it. The competition is, in this below poverty line, who is ahead, but you are still below the radar. And I think even our economy, Kenya, to grow, we have to think like how Chinese started thinking, South Koreans and the rest. There is no way a young man and a young lady in this hall is looking for investment to give them 10% per year, and we want Kenyan economy to grow at 15% per year. And the economy is an amalgamation of all what we want to do. So you have to think beyond the ordinary. We must start now, stop thinking about the nice things, just getting a job. The worst you can do, buy a plot because land never loses value. That's what you are told. Number 3, the farthest you can do is to buy a treasury board because, you know, government never defaults. Then that is normal. Those are normal things. Normal thing, buy a plot is normal. Treasury bill is normal. So you have already decided you'll be normal. So I have no quarrel with you. Then continue with what you are doing. But we need some more energy, some more thinking. And this is the hierarchy I see as in terms of Kenya today. The hierarchy of investments. Those who have some little background in business. In Kenyan opportunities today for investments, my thinking, and I'm not telling you to do that Monday, I'm telling you to also think and make your own determination. If you give me a choice between buying a bank meaning, I'm not saying you buy the entire bank, a proportion of the bank, between a bank that is already selling in the Nairobi Securities Exchange and the one that is not selling. The one with listed shares, the one that is not listed. The one that is listed is already very cheap in Kenya today. All listed companies in Kenya are so cheap, majority. Sijui kama naongea kiri kama tunasikana kiasi. Any investment you want to do today in Kenya, you are likely to get a huge discount by going to the auction. Stock markets are auctions. Because the economy of Kenya, the stock market in Kenya for many years has been bearish. Shares zikashuka. After kushuka, even last many months zimekuwa zikipanda, but they are still cheap. And the ones that give as options, I'm not telling you to go buy. I'm telling you to investigate further. Let me put here a bank called Family Bank. No, I know what you want me to say. And let me also put on this other side, Kenya Commercial Bank. Now, Family Bank representing an unlisted bank. Banks are measured in several ways. And I'm already talking to you about how to, I'm already thinking you will take interest in buying shares. So when you are evaluating, in a bank there is something called co-capital. Co-capital is, if you wanted to start a bank as 10 people, we all raise, let's assume to start a bank in Kenya you need 10 million. Assuming. So tuko 10, tuchage kila mtu 1 million. So we already have capital to start a bank. That's called core capital. Now, when you are buying shares in the Nairobi Securities Exchange, the value you get, how the company is valued, is called market capitalization. Market capitalization is, yes, our capital is 10 million, but since this company is listed, if you buy all the shares, how much is it? In Kenya today, a bank like KCB is trading at 70% of the capital, meaning it is trading at a discount of 30%. There is a bank called Diamond Trust Bank. Diamond Trust Bank. It is trading, they have a core capital of 95 billion. If you bought all the shares of Diamond Trust Bank today, it would cost you 32 billion. So it is trading at over 68% of discount. So you look at discount and you look at premium. The others, you realize they are trading at a higher value than they ought. Hey, today is an evening, we took dinner. This is too much maneno. But I'm just trying to say, think beyond land. Think beyond treasury bills. Think beyond treasury boards. When you think about shares, and get your mind to think about this, look at the global economy. It will not take you too long. Look at how it is. Then come to Kenya. Look at how it is. Then you can cascade that to sector. Look at the sectors that are growing. For example, in Kenya, you don't struggle to know the financial sector is growing at a more rapid rate than the economy. So, if you're looking at the shares to buy, you likely not go too long to look at the financial industry. I saw the other day Equity Bank reported at that 2% rise in profit, where the economy is growing at 4.7%. Because the bank is expanding beyond Kenya. So they are bringing money they are making from DRC to benefit a local shareholder. That a guy in Tanzania is getting into Equity Bank branch, he's already putting money into you as a shareholder in Kenya. So you look at those kind of things. And I'm talking about people who went to school for 6 years to become doctors. You can afford a day to study the investments you want to do, so that at the basic, you see whether you have a high degree of being right or wrong. Look at KCB. I'm not recommending, I'm saying you go do. Look at the insurance industry. The beauty about our stock market is that it is segmented. There are shares in agricultural sector, zinaitwa agriculturals. Others in automotive. Banks are banks on their own. So go and study. There are gold mines. And I'm not talking to you theoretical, because I do it myself. There is an example you have read on newspapers, which I am not giving it here for motivation. Last year, in August, Kenya Power shares were trading at 1 shilling and 70 cents. Last year in August 2024, when you were taking the 10 million loan to buy the apartment. So, 10 million shares would have bought you how many shares of Kenya Power last year August? Fanyia hiyo sum. It was 1.7 shillings. 1 shilling 70 cents. It would have bought you how many shares? 10 million shares divided by 1.7. How many? How many? So 5.8 million shares. See it? Now today it was 14 shillings. Do times 14. Mosiria ni ngapi? 82. Nikakileta yenu inapata hivyo. 5.8 times 14 is how much? Can I hear from this table here? That is full. How much? Imagine. See story, unajua there are things we read in the books. Hii tika story ati nimesoma pahali kwa sijui Paksa ya other way. You can check. KCB shares. KCB shares. In the last 1.5 years or so, they were trading at below 25 shillings. In the last 2 years or 2 years to 15 months thereabout, they were trading at 25 shillings. Today it was 63 shillings. Equity Bank shares. Na hizi vitu mkwe muna Google. Si ati ziko kwa NSC. The Friday afternoon I talked about ukae chini, just think, Google. Sasa ukiona ile unapata Google ni kama si correct. Verify in the correct websites. NSC, there are many sites that do investments. Check. There are many opportunities. Because opportunities start from the auction globally. Auction are stock markets. Once they are exhausted, that's when you go to private. You now start thinking about buying a private company. But as of now, there are many compelling reasons to buy shares. You know, the other day, I commented in Parliament that Kenya Pipeline will be listing. And I said I can't buy those shares. Me. I'm not saying that it's wrong to privatize. No, I am a proponent of privatization. I am an opponent of privatization. Because government should, to the best extent, not hold so many companies at ransom. But they are listing at a valuation of 100 billion shillings. Then I checked the books of account of Kenya Pipeline. The profit they have made in the recent past was 6 billion shillings. So in my mind, I thought, because they are listing, they need to put up their socks. So I am sure they will report around 10 billion. Because when there is an IPO, it's like a marketing. So the year ending June, or the one, if the year ends in December, I don't know. I think it ends in June. They will report something decent. Supposing they report 10 billion in profit, and they are worth 100 billion. It means the company is trading at 10x. Their earnings times 10. Their earnings, net earnings times 10. So if you bought the entire pipeline, it will take you 10 years to recover your money. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's valued at 100 billion, and the net profit is 10 billion. So it will take you 10 years. But it will be listing in a segment called energy sector in the NSC. I want you niwatume kibarua. In that energy sector, there is a company called Total Kenya. Another one called Kenya Power. And another one called Kenyan. So there will be a one called Kenya Pipeline. And I'm saying this because it is next year. You need to make your decision. But I'm not saying you don't buy. I'm just saying, and get your mind. Out of all those companies, take Kenyan. Kenyan is making 10 billion in profit. And its valuation in the market as we talk is 65 billion shillings. So, what will make me go and buy a new listing, which is worth 100 billion and making only 10 billion? People will talk about growth. What is likely to grow between Kenya Pipeline and Kenyan? Electricity definitely will continue, the demand will continue to go higher and higher. The second option is Kenya Power in the same segment. At the current value of share, not the previous, the current. If tushikane na hapa, sisi wote tununue Kenya Power ikuwe yetu today. The entire Kenya Power valuation today is 27 billion. All the shares put together is 27 billion. Last year, they made a profit of 24 billion. So they are trading at 1 times earnings. Kenyan is trading at 6 times earnings. Then what will make me then go and buy a more expensive company when there are already those that are listed that are cheaper? Those are the kind of things I'm calling us. Before we invest in anything, in land, in T-bills, in shares, in everything, take your time to think. Take your time to do basic analysis. it will save you a lot of havoc. The pitfall, if you forget, you only take a loan to push you in a journey you already started. You can't take a loan to start a new business. I'm taking a loan because niliambiwa kuweka ng'ombe iko na faida. You've never done dairy. You are a dental, you are a doctor. And because your father has idolized in your sacks of 7 acres, and in the table you were during the dinner, somebody talked about rearing cattle. You take a loan and go start cattle farming. Loans are supposed to help already a cattle farmer who is already practicing, who already needs a small boost. There are very few examples of people who took loans to start new businesses and they made it, including your practice. Including the practice you want to start. Loans and banks are supposed to propel you in what you are already doing, not for you to start something new. Thank you very much.